bring in the Tiger pitcher off to an unbelievable start. He's 10-0, and the first pitcher to start 10-0 since Roger Clemens went 11-0 for Toronto in 1997. He's Max Scherzer joining us on the show. Max, how are you today?
How's it going? I'm doing good.
Let's say there's a sporting event going on while your team is playing a baseball game. Can you sneak away and watch the NBA Finals during a game?
Oh, of course. That happens all the time. Guys want to know that aren't playing, what's the update on the score. So definitely on Thursday we'll sneak away to get a little quick shot to see how the Heat and Spurs finish up.
Okay, so they're using you as the conduit to the information since they can't do it since they're playing. If you're not pitching, then you can be the information guy?
Yeah, it's really all starting pitchers. We'll find a way to sneak up there to, get a bite to eat, and then just see the score of the game, and then head back down to the dugout and give updates to everybody. So that happens everywhere.
What kind of spread do you have in the clubhouse?
What kind of spread?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Food.
Oh, throughout the day there's all different types of stuff. Some days it's pasta, some days it's Chipotle, so you get a good mix.
But are you? See, I would think sometimes, like if you're on a movie set, there's always food, and you can't help but eat. But then it eventually catches up with you.
I know. In their kitchen, we have these extra Panera potato chips, and that's always like my kryptonite of going in there and always having a bag of potato chips constantly throughout the day. So that's kind of my in-game snack.
How surprised are you with what you've done?
You know what? I'm pitching well, and I thought I would. I thought I would get better in 2013, and I have. I've added another pitch to my repertoire, and I feel like that's allowed me to even have more success. So, going forward, I continue to feel like I'm going to pitch well.
But what changed here? I saw you with the Diamondbacks in spring training, and you just looked like you threw really hard. I don't know if you knew what you were doing, but you certainly threw very hard. What changed from then to now?
Yeah, when I first got called up, I had a real good feel for my changeup and my fastball, and I felt like that allowed me to initially have success in my career. Then I thought a big thing I was able to do last year was, develop my slider even better to where it was more consistent. And I felt like that really gave me three pitches to really work with. And I felt like that was a big reason why I had, a good 2012. But one thing I did notice was that, a lot of left-hand hitters were really, were really hitting me pretty hard. And I really didn't have a good pitch, a third pitch for a left-hand hitter because just the way my slider is, it just always seemed to play right into their bat speed. And so kind of last year I started throwing a curveball to kind of help change the timing. And that pitch has just gotten better and better for me. And so going into this year, that was something I worked on in spring training. I was getting that better. And then about a couple starts in the season, I made an adjustment on my grip. And I felt like that really helped me be consistent with that pitch. And so now I have three pitches for left-hand hitters, fastball, changeup, and curve. And for right-hand hitters, fastball, slider, change. And I feel like that when you have three pitches, that's when pitching's fun.
What's the highest you've ever hit on the radar gun?
I've seen 99 miles an hour.
Uh-oh. Just like that. Gone. Poof. Hold, please. We'll see if we can track down Max there. Yeah, it's been an unbelievable story. It's 10-0. And you've had a couple of these stories. Corbin with Diamondbacks. You've got these guys that, I hope that these guys get a chance to start in the All-Star game. But we'll get Max back there. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, I was reading about him, and it says he's hit 100 miles an hour plus.
Yeah,
on
I
the
saw
radar.
that.
You'd think that he would lean towards exaggerating. He said only 99.
Well, I think sometimes we get caught up in how hard you throw, like Aroldis Chapman. I mean, you can throw 105. Where's it going? And nobody's talked about Aroldis Chapman in a while. You got to eventually be able to pitch. Not a lot of guys who throw. Not many guys who are able to pitch. Yeah, Paulie.
But if you threw 99, would you want to know if I could throw 100?
I would round it off. I would say I'm throwing 100. Yeah, I got to go three digits on you. Absolutely. You throw 99. There are a lot of guys who throw 99. For some reason, you get up to 100. And I wonder about these radar guns because I remember Nolan Ryan was over 100, and this is back in the 70s. So I'm not sure what these radar guns mean. Max Scherzer, the Tigers ace, back with us. That whole radar gun thing, do you trust it? Now, how much do you value, or does it tell you about your pitching performance if you see you're throwing 99 or 100?
Oh, it really doesn't mean anything. Really, it's just a tool to physically know where you're at. And for me, the way I use it is to see the change in pace on my off-speed pitches. So, if my fastball's, in the mid-90s, you want your off-speed stuff in the mid-80s. And so that's kind of how I use the radar gun.
Toughest out for you is who?
Sin-Chu Chu. That was my favorite. That was my favorite thing the whole offseason was when he got traded to Cincinnati Reds. That just made my year.
Why is it that there's always some random guy that you guys, I don't care who it is, all these great pitchers in history will tell you, you know what, this guy owned me, and it'll be a guy who hit 232.
Yeah, except this guy's actually really good. Obviously he's having a great year for the Reds, but man, I think he's like 20 or 25 off me, like he just always seemed to be get on base every time I face him. So it's very nice to see. He looks very good in the Cincinnati uniform.
As far as starting the All-Star game, what would that mean to you?
If that opportunity arises, that would be a huge accomplishment. Just because one, to be selected to an All-Star game just means you're among the best, but to start something like that just means even more. So,
Max, you're going with scripted answers here. You know what?
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, that's the way it is.
You ask me.
What do you mean?
I'll be you.
What's it mean to you?
Are you kidding me? I would be screaming. I'd be going, whoo! I deserve this, man. I'm better than Verlander. I should be out there starting.
I know it would be fun. I mean, it's just kind of hard to think of. I got blinders on right now, just focusing on every start. So, it's something I really don't think about too much of what that means or what that could happen. So, I'm just enjoying my time right now.
What do you take? What is motivation for you?
I use a lot of things to motivate me. I pitch. I always feel like I pitch my best when I'm pitching on adrenaline and pitching with the chip on my shoulder. So, using some past failures and times when you didn't succeed to know that feeling to use that as motivation so that doesn't happen again. That's something that I always work hard in between my starts so that I'm always prepared when I go out there. And every time I go out there, I'm as fired up as always. And so I feel like that always allows me to have success.
It's sometimes you forget what got you there, and then you relax a little bit. I know what you're saying. You're 10-0. Now people expect you to sort of breathe this in and enjoy it, and that's where it gets a little dangerous.
Yeah, you can't get complacent with pitching because the funny thing about this game is that the moment you relax for 1 second, this game will come up and bite you in the butt. You always got to be on top of your toes and always be willing and never think about success and always be focused on what you got to do next. It's funny, even in starts, because I usually don't talk to many people, but if I even if I start talking to Miggy for just a couple seconds, it always feels like the next thing I go out there, I give up 2 runs. So it's one of those things where I'm just not going to talk to anybody.
Okay, but the humbling moment that you had in your pitching career, because every pitcher's had it, at least one, but the one where you said, I don't even know what I'm doing, or boy, that's painful to be out here pitching.
Like the first time, like you realize you made it in the show, kind of like that.
No, like you gave up a home run, or you can't get anybody out, or you're just wondering, who is this person right now on the mound throwing? Because this isn't me. Or, did you ever give up one of those long home runs?
Oh yeah, I've given up plenty of those. Yeah, I think there was a shot David Ortiz hit against me a few years back when I threw a fastball, and he probably hit it 550 feet here in Detroit, and I was like, my fastball really is not that good right now,
Do you don't even watch it though, do you?
No. I'm just like, let's just not think about that one.
Greg Maddux said that he'd rather give up a bomb than one that just trickles over the wall. You agree?
No, I don't want to give up a bomb. Why would I want to give up a mammo shot? I want one that just trickles over so then I can be mad and say, like, oh, it's a ballpark's fault for giving that. If we were playing here, that wouldn't have happened. That just makes it a lot more – then I can place blame somewhere else instead of putting blame on myself.
You expect to be in the World Series?
I expect to be in the playoffs, and then once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. We found out firsthand last year. You can feel like you're on top of the world, and in baseball, it's a funny game, and you can lose 4 in a row. So, for us, I think we realize that, and if we can just get back to the playoffs, we realize anything can happen.
But how painful? You lose it, but then when you lose to the Cardinals, a team that you probably grew up rooting for, I would imagine, in Missouri.
Well, we lost to the Giants.
No, I mean before that, but a couple of years prior to that with Tigers.
Well, that's kind of funny because I got drafted in '06, and that's the year the Cardinals and Tigers played each other.
Oh, okay.
So I was actually still a Cardinals fan at that moment in time, and so it's kind of a little touchy around here when I was saying I grew up a Cardinals fan, and I was rooting for those guys and Anthony Reyes in Game 1, and everybody kind of gets a little angry when I start mentioning that stuff.
Well, congrats! It's been a great run for you. Hope you get an opportunity to get a chance to start in the All-Star game. But congrats on the start so far, Max.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, Max Scherzer, Tigers pitcher. Yeah, I knew that he was a Cardinal fan growing up, and I was wondering about that. Yeah, all of a sudden you join your new teammates and say, hey, how are you guys? Sorry my Cardinals beat you.